Ordinary people, an ordinary day, and then they stumble onto something that completely rewrites their lives. No training, no treasure map, just dumb luck and happening to look down at exactly the right moment. These are 10 of the most unbelievable things regular people have ever found, counting down to one discovery that literally rewrote history. Number 10. A giant lump of floating whale vomit. Off the coast of Oman, 3 fishermen hauled up an 80-kilogram slimy blob that smelled absolutely horrific. It was ambergris, a waxy substance from sperm whales that perfume makers have prized for centuries. That reeking blob was worth nearly $3 million. They called it winning the ocean lottery. One smelly rock, and 3 fishermen never had to worry about money again. Number 9. A comic book hidden inside a wall. In 2013, a man in Minnesota was tearing down a wall in a cheap fixer-upper house when he found old paper stuffed inside as insulation. It was Action Comics #1, the very first Superman, printed back in 1938. Only about 100 copies still survive. He sold it for $175,000. It would have been more, but a relative tore the back cover during an argument, wiping out tens of thousands in value. Number 8. A $4 painting from a flea market. A man in Pennsylvania bought an ugly old painting in 1989 just because he liked the frame. Behind the canvas, folded up, was a yellowed document. It was an original 1776 printing of the Declaration of Independence, one of only a couple dozen left in the entire world. He had paid $4 for the frame. The document later sold at auction for over $8 million. Number 7. A retired man, a metal detector, and a freshly plowed field. In 2009, Terry Herbert was sweeping a farm field in England when his detector just would not stop screaming. He had found a Staffordshire Hoard, 5 kilograms of Anglo-Saxon gold, the largest haul of its kind ever discovered. Strangely, it was almost all war gear, sword fittings, and helmet scraps. To this day, nobody knows why it was buried. Value: over $5 million. Number 6. A gold trinket bought just to be melted down. A scrap metal dealer in America paid $14,000 for a fancy golden egg, planning to melt it down for a quick profit. When the numbers didn't add up, he typed the name engraved inside into Google and froze. It was a lost Imperial Fabergé Egg made for the Russian Tsars. Its real value? Around $33 million. He had almost melted it. Number 5. A walk with the dog that paid off big time. A California couple were walking their dog across their own property when they spotted a rusty can poking out of the dirt. They dug up 8 cans packed with 1,427 gold coins from the 1800s, known as the Saddle Ridge Hoard. The coins were worth around $10 million. Buried beside a path they had walked 1,000 times. Number 4. A bored shepherd throwing rocks. In 1947, a young Bedouin shepherd searching for a lost goat tossed a stone into a cave near the Dead Sea and heard pottery shatter. Inside were clay jars holding the Dead Sea Scrolls, manuscripts over 2,000 years old. He had no idea what he had found. The first scrolls were sold for almost nothing before the world realized it was one of the greatest finds in history. Number 3. A good luck charm kept under a bed. A poor fisherman in the Philippines pulled a giant clam from the sea and kept a strange lump inside it as a lucky charm. He slept with it under his bed for 10 years, rubbing it for good fortune, with absolutely no clue what it was. It was a 34-kilogram pearl, the largest ever found. Its estimated value? $100 million. Number 2. For teenagers chasing a dog down a hole. In 1940, a group of French teenagers followed their dog into a narrow hole in the ground near a town called Lascaux. They dropped into a cave-covered floor to ceiling and paintings. 17,000 years old. It was a perfectly preserved gallery from the Ice Age. So many visitors came that their breath grew mold on the art, and it had to be sealed away forever. And number 1. A few farmers digging a simple well. In 1974, farmers near the city of Xi'an in China were digging for water when their shovels struck pieces of hard clay. They had uncovered the Terracotta Army, 8,000 life-sized warriors, each one sculpted with a completely unique face. Built to guard the first emperor of China in the afterlife, then buried and forgotten for over 2,000 years. One of the greatest archaeological discoveries ever made, found by a handful of farmers who just wanted a drink of water. So next time you're walking the dog, clearing out the attic, or knocking down an old wall, pay attention. Because the next life-changing discovery might be sitting right under your feet. You just have to be the one who notices.